Elimination day 2, and it's a bit different than yesterday. So this is a problem that we worked on yesterday, and this is a problem from today. What do you notice about these two problems? And this doesn't have to go on your paper, I just want us to talk about this. What do we notice? What's the difference? Eric?
Can I say something that's similar?
Sure, what's similar?
The negative 3x and negative 9x and the 2 6x.
Okay.
They're both negatives.
Yeah, so
they start
we
off
have
negatives.
We have 2 negatives in our equation here, and we have 2 negatives here. What else do you notice? You don't have to write this down, just tell me what you notice. What's different about yesterday's problem compared to today's problem? Enrique.
We're going to have an answer for all the variables.
Can you say that one more time?
We're going to have an answer for all the variables because on the left side, like, we get 0x and then I just have to solve the y and the constant. But in the other one, we have to solve for more numbers.
Okay. Alright, so you're saying here this would kind of cancel out?
Yeah.
And over here, would anything cancel out?
Yeah.
Would it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
The answer would
would.
cancel out.
But is the answer going to give us x or y? No. Anything else you notice? So when we were solving yesterday, what was the one thing that we had to change yesterday?
They both cancel out.
What was the one thing we had to change yesterday, Robert?
The negative.
Yeah, we just had to get so that one of these was positive and one was negative so that we could cancel out. Over here, is that all we have to do? Do I just need to change a negative? No, I've got to do more today. So I just wanted us to like make a comparison between yesterday and today. And now, as I go through this problem, I'm not going to tell you all of the steps. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to copy me. So I'm going to erase yesterday's problem. You don't need that. I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to work through and I'm going to solve this problem a little bit slowly. And as I solve it, I want you to also follow me on your paper. And over off to the right side, you can write down things that you notice or questions that you have, right? So if I do something and you're like, why did Miss Cozzi divide by 5? You're going to write that down. I'm not going to say anything this whole time. And then when I'm done at the end, we'll talk about it. Okay? So all you're doing is copying, writing, not talking.
And don't raise your hand to ask me a question either. You're going to follow along with Miss Cozzi right now.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm going to start. finish writing down what I have, and then maybe whatever questions you have or some things you noticed. We've got 1 more minute.
So any question you have about how to solve that problem?
Like maybe if there's a part where you got lost, too, you want to write that on the side. So now we're going to talk about it. So it's just a little bit reversed from what we usually do. I'd usually talk about it and do it at the same time and ask you questions. Are we good to go? Are you feeling engaged? Okay, well, we're going to So what did I do? What did I do that was different from yesterday? Whoa, that was or as it Yeah, so yesterday we were just multiplying the outside by a negative so that we could change our signs and do what? Cancel out. Right, but today you said that instead of just multiplying by a negative, I multiplied by a -3. So then what did that allow me to do? What happened after I multiplied the top equation by -3? I distributed, right? I drew my arrows in and I distributed to each number. Sarah? Yeah, I was able to cancel out the x then because after I multiplied -3x by -3, it gave me a positive 9x. So then what did I do after that, Sarah? Yeah, I combined my like terms throughout the rest of the equation. And what did I get? What did I solve for? Eric?
You got -4.
For
Y equals -4.
yeah, I got my y value. Okay, so then this is pretty simple. After we figure out, okay, I'm multiplying the whole equation by a number, maybe even a number with a different sign, then we're back to where we were yesterday, right? Where you're combining 2 equations to get the value of one of your variables. After you get the valuable, after you get the value of a variable, tongue tied. Now Robert's interested. What do we do next? What do we do next? We have the value of a variable. Ashley.
You put -4 so you have to put it in where y was at.
Yes. So I chose one of the original equations. I chose the top one. And Ashley said I rewrote it with -4 instead of y. And then what did that allow me to solve for in the end? Eric?
X.
It allowed me to solve for x, which gave me,
X equals -4.
and y equals,
-4.
and that is a what on the graph? An ordered pair that shows 2 lines do what?
Crossing or something?
Yeah, they cross, they intersect. I got my point of intersection, okay? So today is elimination, just like yesterday, except we have to multiply our equations by a number, maybe with a different sign, so that we're able to do what?
Eliminate.
Eliminate. Cancel out. Exactly. That's why it's elimination. So now you're going to go back to number 1. And you're going to do whatever you need to do to be able to eliminate. And I want you to use that example that I gave you. So you copied it all down. Maybe you wrote down things that you noticed or some questions that you have. And I want you to try and do number 1 on your own. And whenever you feel like you need to look down at number 2 to help you out, maybe like put a little star on your paper. Because that's maybe an area in the equation, in the problem, where you're getting confused. And so I want you to note it on your paper, like, I had to look down, you know, to see what to do after I cancel out my variable, okay? And you can continue to write questions that you have on the side of the paper, on the right side of the paper. All right, so you're solving number 1 now. You can work in groups. You can talk about it. And there you go.
What did you do as, what did you multiply everything by? Yeah.
Working.
Well, tell me what would happen if you multiplied this by -5. Yeah, but what?
You need to be able to cancel out. So what could you maybe multiply?
Yeah, is that gonna help you?
Yeah, you could multiply.
So what would happen is you'd get -25x plus 10x. Would that eliminate your x? What would eliminate your x? Well, why would it eliminate your x? What number would eliminate your x? Yeah, so how would you get 5x to be? So why don't we multiply everything by? You can eliminate y first. If you want to eliminate y first, what would you multiply it by?
But you can cancel either variable. It doesn't matter which variable you're canceling
Then
out.
you'd get 2y plus or minus 7
the
gives
group
you -5. Do you want that?
Is your goal.
Well, if you multiply that as positive 2, you'll get positive.
So the only reason I did that.
Yeah, why don't you try multiplying everything by negative?
So basically,
By
we're
negative,
either
it would
y or
give me a
x.
positive 1. So you're trying to figure out what can I multiply or down here that's going to give me the same number.
Good.
You could multiply 5 by what? You could multiply 5 by
They're trying to do this.
Minus 7.
What else could you multiply?
What do you think we would have to do?
What does the y not have? Yeah, and what number would you want it to have to cancel it out? So you could multiply
What would you
Oh, what you plug it into? Plug it into either one, because both equations are true, and you should be able to plug it into either one.
Keep simplifying though, solve for y.
Yeah, you could plug it for it into there, whichever one you think is going to be easier.
Well, if it were a negative 7, what would this y Well, if you had negative 7 minus
Just by fifty. Of it, yeah. No, what you did is you substituted it in, yeah. So you got 20 plus y.
With 16, it was supposed to be 10. So it should actually be 4.
Or wait, sorry, y. You were actually, so. I think
See you, wait a second.
we got y equals 4. Yes. So we wanted to plug in 4.
Wait a minute.
Right. 7 times 5.
You see, like, we should have plugged in.
So you see how just multiply by negative. That's not gonna be it. So we want to do it again.
If I wanted to solve this out, what do I need to
Check.
Yeah. Plus.
Yeah, now
There you go. Yeah. What? Yes.
Spicy. I like the spicy ones. I love the spicy one.
The food that I eat at home.
So did you see how I
Yeah. So I just want to pick out either very, if you wanted to consider the y, we can do that. But then what would you be multiplying the whole equation by? If you wanted to manipulate all of
one
it,
isn't gonna change.
what would you have to multiply it
They
to?
have to get the same number.
Mr. Perry.
Yes, exactly. So you could have multiplied everything by 7. That would just mean you were getting rid of the y. Because you chose to multiply by -2, you're going to get rid of the x and solve for y. No matter what order you do it in,
why is not?
okay? So you get y equals 4, now plug that 4 into one of these equations. Yeah.
So now we have to
I did it. I said never mind. I was gonna lie to you.
Rocky, if you're not trying, you're out the house right now.
You could also, so I would, you could divide by 2.
So then,
I also noticed that you didn't take any notes. Why didn't you do that?
Yeah.